Hi there again, Jared Van Dam from finbox.com. And as promised, this is just a follow-up from the last video, particularly aimed at retirees or those entering retirement at the moment, and those specifically who need to draw more than, let's say, 5% of their investment pot annually for an income. These individuals, a lot of our clients are particularly exposed to market risk at the moment. And with so much uncertainty, obviously a lot of people are concerned. Just to show this disconnect, for example, on the 8th of June, the World Health Organization announced that the pandemic is getting worse worldwide. But on the same day, the US stock market announced its fourth week of consecutive gains. Even the JSE top 40 was up. So there's this crazy disconnect between the sentiments of investors and what's actually happening in these underlying investments. And that just begs the question, is there going to be a major correction? Will this carry on? We aren't sure, but a lot of retirees would like to have a bit more certainty than that. But with interest rates so low, we can't leave money in money market funds. It's giving less than 5%. That's not going to keep up with inflation. So if equity is so uncertain, money markets rates are so low, then where do we go? And the good news is there are some available options which we have found, which we think are worth sharing. And that's what we really want to do in this video. I'm just going to go through 4 options that are available. Obviously, there's more out there and there's variations of these, but just 4 to go through. Number 1 is government bonds. It's still, at the moment, a good place to invest. And you can see that by the amount of money that is pouring into government bonds from local investors, particularly, and international. Obviously, the downside of this is you can't use compulsory money or money from a living annuity or a retirement annuity. It must be discretionary money. Also, it's locked away for the period that you choose. So at the moment, if you choose the 5-year guaranteed return, this month, you're going to get 8% paid to you monthly if you're over 65. But that's still a lot better than you're going to get with a typical guaranteed income product from an insurer. Option 2 is a with-profit annuity. So this is a bit of a hybrid between a guaranteed life annuity and a non-guaranteed living annuity. It sort of gives you the best of both worlds, and what we're seeing at the moment is really good starting guaranteed incomes for retirees. Again, obviously, the downside of that is then your money is locked away, and there's nothing of that, whatever money you put in there, for your heirs. Option 3, I'm just going to share my screen with you to show you this option. Maybe this one first. So this is something underwritten by ABSA, and it's giving you a sort of also again, a bit of a mix between a 5-year guaranteed product and something with a bit more liquidity in between. So what I mean is the minimum investment in this particular one is R1 million. There are others with lower minimums. It's a 5-year product, but and it is 100% capital guaranteed if it's held to maturity. So no matter what happens in the markets, you cannot lose this money, and what's guaranteed by ABSA. Obviously, you need to trust them. There's a fixed return on the first quarter of your money of 11.15%, which gets paid to you in the first year. So it's not like your money is locked away for the whole period. Then in the 3rd year, you get another quarter of your money paid back to you with a 22.3% guaranteed simple interest return. So it's not like mind-blowing, but it's a decent guaranteed return. And then the last half of your money that you get back at the end of the 5 years, and it's linked to an offshore index. So it's linked to this Credit Suisse 10% risk control index. We're happy to explain that to you in a bit more detail. You get 150% participation in that. In other words, if it does 5%, you get 7.5%. And then there's also foreign exchange exposure on that gain. So that's nice to give you a bit of diversification from the rand. Another option, sorry, that is for this is for discretionary money. This one is an option for compulsory money from a living annuity or a retirement annuity. Also underwritten by ABSA, but it's through another platform that we can use. The minimum is 500,000, but you must have then a minimum in your living annuity of 2 million rand. Then also a similar structure though, so it pays you back after the first year. You get money back of 12.7% fixed return. After 3 years, 24.4% fixed return, simple interest. And then after 5 years, the same index, also with an enhanced return, but not a fixed 150%. It works on different tiers. For example, if that index returns between 1 and 4%, you get 5% return. If it's between 5 and 9%, you get 12%, and it keeps going up to, I think if the index does 20%, then you get a 50% return. But again, that money, if there's a negative return, you just get your money back. So you're getting equity benefits without the risk of losing that money. So I think that's definitely something worth looking at. So thanks for having a look. If there's anyone that you know that could benefit from this, please share it with them. Perhaps it's yourself, obviously. But definitely some other options worth looking at when living annuities are so fully exposed to market risk at the moment, and money markets are giving such poor returns thanks to the low interest rates. Also, I'm just going to send a link to rate us on Alan Gray's website if you wouldn't mind doing that. If you haven't done it already, I know a lot of our clients have done it already. Thank you to those. But if not, if you wouldn't mind, and we really appreciate that. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Yeah.